So at one point, DCS was involved in my home because he had been arrested for the third time. And they came in and said that somehow on the second time I'd slipped through the cracks, or else they would have been involved in my home earlier. Um, we had to go through, that was a very scary time for me. The threat of having my girls taken away from me because they were in the home when this abuse was happening, that was very difficult. Um, that was actually the time when I had the pastor who said it was my responsibility to get him out of jail. So we went through this process, and I was trying to fight, keeping my girls and showing people that even though there was things going on in my home, that my girls were still healthy and well. And then there was also, dealing with court and trying to get all that taken care of, and hoping that he didn't get a felony because he was still my husband. He was still paying the bills, and I wanted him to be able to keep that job that he had and everything. But after that, DCS closed out the case because everything got dropped down to misdemeanor, and the protective order was dropped. So he came home. And then, the next couple of years, it was kind of like, always on the edge. Like, I think we're going to make it through. I think he's better, but I'm not really sure. And it was still very tense, very high tense intensity. And then, so finally one day he was violent with me again. This time actually didn't physically hurt me, but was chasing me around the house. And we were fighting about whether I was going to be able to leave with my girls or not. And so that threat over my head of I could actually lose my girls if the police get called and if things go out of hand, like this, and I can't allow that to happen. So I left with the girls that day, and I went to my parents' house, and I never went back to live. I did kind of like flirt around with the idea of the relationship a little bit after that. Didn't get divorced right away, but God was clearly speaking to me through that time. And and I'm so thankful, I'm so thankful for the Lord's voice so strongly during that time. Sometimes it's good for God to kind of get a little bit tough with us and say, no, this is not good, So it was that was the time. So I'm incredibly thankful because I know a lot of women don't have a place to go. And that's a big thing. So that's one thing that I've never really been able to fully relate with other women on, because I was blessed to have my parents. The door was open and the girls and I could stay there. So that's how I did it. I did end up getting a job a couple months after. And then a few months later was able to get an apartment. So that was really awesome.